Oh, hang on.
Off the silver battery.
So Facebook cut the live. I have done a recording which I'm trying to stick up at the moment. We're in the CPS building, trying to get to speak to the people that sent me emails that said they was not going to respond to my emails anymore, to try and show all you at home what really does go on in this country. The corruption is everywhere. In every single government building, they cover for each other. Now, I'll read to you, just in case what I recorded doesn't upload. Doesn't upload. Have you got the emails? I'll put them on the table. Right. So back in September, September the 26th, I email a Sally Ann Russell, and I ask Sally Ann Russell, please could you inform us of what evidence was passed to you from the police in our children's case? How many witness statements and what other evidence was presented to you, for you, to come to the conclusion of the charge decision? Please respond within 5 working days. Now, that's a normal question from a parent that's child was murdered. Normal question. She never responded within 5 days. So I remind her on the 4th of October of my email on the 26th of September. She then responds and says she didn't get my first email that was sent on the 26th of September. I then get another email from an N.E. Banks. This is what he ends his email with saying to me. I do not wish to seem harsh. Are you listening, all of you that work here at the CPS? Because this is what you work for. I do not wish to seem harsh, but I don't consider that there is anything to be achieved by explaining our decision making. Nothing to be achieved. You're telling this to parents of murdered children. Nothing to be achieved by explaining our decision making or the basis for it again. I have asked Sally Ann not to respond to me, to further correspondence from me. That's what I got. And you know why she didn't respond? You know why they didn't want her to respond? Because she didn't want to tell us the evidence. She didn't want to tell us what she had, or the unused dispositions. They didn't want to do that. Well, I want to know. I want to know what they were. You can't just email me and tell me you're not going to respond to us anymore and expect us to accept that. But that is what you do expect. You think that we will just sit back, not look in anger, leave it, that 3 children were murdered? Well, that's not what we're going to do. So I'd like to see either Sally Ann Russell or N.E. Banks. Because as I said at the start of this, when I went to Speaker's Corner on the 18th of March 2018, that I am going to tell the whole world what this country did to children and not just to them. What it's doing to loads of other children, what it's done to the children before them and since then. And all the parents and the people in this country, the working class, the ordinary people, are standing up and saying no more. No more. So does anyone want to come and see us? Let's give you another burst of the song so you remember these names for the rest of your life. George, George, Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys and now we're gonna shame the police. George, Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. There are hundreds of thousands of families that are looking for CPS reviews that you ignore. The young girl 16 days before, when the car mounted the pavement and went into 3 children. You are not even doing anything to the driver of that car. No charges. No charges to the passenger who was in the car in our children's case. Yet he got out of the car. He opened the door for the driver. So therefore, he assisted a criminal. He then left the scene of a crime. He then didn't report the crime. In fact, let's tell the whole country what he actually did do. He turned up 2 days later with a prepared statement of saying that he didn't see anyone get hit. 3 children, 5 children, that car aimed at, knocked 2 to the side, hit George, then Josh, then Harry, and you've got the passenger telling you he didn't see no one. No charges. There was 3 crimes there alone. Let the fact of joint enterprise, and he was complicit in it. No charges. Who are you to think that you can make those decisions?
Cover-ups.
Who are you? Who pays you? Who runs you? Who's your puppet masters? And why are you not helping us families out? You just think it's okay to cover up murders and we're not going to do nothing about it. Yet no one wants to speak to us. The Attorney General now that has crossed the road has got police presence outside. For what? We're not threatening. We just want appointments. We just want answers. That's normal as a human being to want answers. But no one wants to give it. No one. Our children could have been your children, and in the future could be your children. Would you not want help? Would you not want answers? Would you not want the truth out there? We have evidence, enough evidence, that would warrant us a retrial. Yet no one wants an appointment to see that, because they know already, that's why. You don't want to admit to the whole country what you've done, do you? But I'm going to show the whole country what you've done. Every week I'll be out, like I have been since March last year. I've gone from London to Edinburgh and back down to let people know what you've done, because it's not just to our children, it's to many. And you think it's okay to ignore the people like we don't matter? Well, we do matter. Our children mattered, and we are not just a number. Or one day the whole lot of you will fear that number, because that number will come back in millions. And then it'll be a number you fear. Right now, you just see me. That's all you see. Well, I'm a voice for many, and I'm a voice for our children. That's what I am. And I'm resilient. You can stick as many infiltrators as you want to try and discredit my credibility. It doesn't work with me. Because yes, I'm grieving, but I have a strong mind and I have clarity. And that's what you lot don't understand about me. So, does anyone want to come and see us and give me the evidence that I asked for, that I'm entitled to as that mother of Josh? That Nicola is entitled to for the mother of Harry? That Sarah and Stacey and Cole are entitled to as the parents of George? Do you want to tell us the evidence? Give us the unused dispositions. That's what you should be doing. It's not normal to hide it. It should be natural to give justice, but it isn't, is it? Because we live in a sick society where you all think you can do what you want to the working class and ignore us. Well, you can't. You can't. Anybody? Are you going to go and get anyone for us? Could you show me the way to Sally Ann Russell's office? Or any Banks, who was the person who wrote back and said I will not be responded to anymore?
If you do have a letter, I could personally give it to that division for you. But
I've sent enough, and I've been told they're not going to respond. So that's not a good enough response. What you're meant to do is go and speak to them, let them know I'm here. That's the way you're meant to do it. I'm not going to give a security guard any personal letter of mine. Right. So therefore, go and get a proper representative.
We can give you an envelope.
Go and get a proper representative. You're only a security guard.
I explained to you, unfortunately.
You're only a security guard, and I've explained to you what your job role is. So don't go above what your job role is. Otherwise, you're just another puppet. Yeah.
What's he complaining about?
Asking just to give for us to just give a letter. We've done many emails, many letters, and we're just ignored. As soon as we asked what the evidence was they was given, the unused dispositions, I get told that I'm not going to get responded to anymore. You're all totally corrupt. That's what you're working for. That's what you represent. How would you feel? How would you feel if you was me? Losing your child, not just losing your child, the fact that they was murdered, then on top of that, having the whole establishment covering it up. How would you feel? And you wonder why we're here. George Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. George Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think we understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. Yes, Jennifer, complicit by the establishment there.
If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Absolutely. And all you lot are doing are protecting that, assisting people's children and loved ones. The CPS are totally corrupt. And you work here for them. All of you just can't even look at me in my face, can you? Not one of you. Not one of you. How many parents have you had in here asking questions and not getting any answers? Do you know how many times I've seen petitions online for CPS reviews? How many I've seen? No? Can any of you answer? No, I didn't think so. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Now where they come?
Taxis here.
Has someone got my letters? Did someone pick them up? Oh, you got them, that's all right, Brian. That's it, so all you can do is call the police. You can't give me an appointment. You can't get someone to come and see me. So what you do instead is you call the police on us. Everyone at home, can you see this? You've heard what we've come here for, but no, they don't go and get anyone to come and see us. Just the same at the Attorney General office. All they do instead is call the police on us.
Yeah.
That's it.
After telling us we're welcome in the building as well.
That's all right. When they come through the door, we'll give them a song, won't we?
You're corrupt cowards.
It's a shame we can't get the judge in here as well, because we'll have the whole lot that covered it up all in the same building at the same time. The police, the judge, and we're in the CPS.
Here we go. Jack.
City police.
Yeah, we're sitting. Youngest. Anyone?
Thank you everyone at home watching, supporting, sharing. We appreciate it.
Paul? Jack?
No.
George Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. George Harry, justice for the free. We just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. Shame on you.
Shame on them all.
Shame on a system that covers up 3 dead children. 3 murdered children.
Shall we? I'd actually like to know what that little one over there actually said to you to make sure that he's giving you the right information. Well, whoever he spoke to. Whoever he spoke to.
My name's Hector.
Hello, Hector.
Okay, you don't want to share my name,
No.
that's fine. All right, so you're aware of what you're doing here, quite clearly.
Sorry?
You're aware of what you're doing here. and
Yeah,
you're
I've
aware-
come for an appointment. Yeah, I've come for an appointment.
Okay, and have you got an appointment?
No, I've never got an appointment because they don't want to answer any questions, so that's why I've come here.
Okay, so have you spoken to try and get an appointment?
This gentleman here,
All right, and what's he told you?
he's told us to send a letter and that in, but we've done that and get no answers, so it's not good enough no more.
It's not.
No, it's not. So all we've asked him is if he can go up to Sally Ann Russell or any banks and ask them to speak to us.
All right. Do we know Sally Ann Russell?
I don't, but I've spoken to the CPS division.
Yeah.
They said they have to follow process, send a letter in.
No,
we
we've
don't
done that.
normally accept letters on site. It doesn't have to be scanned off site. But I said, as a gesture of goodwill, I'm happy to accept whatever letters they do have, and I'll personally give it to that office. But that's the most I can do.
She's got it in
That
writing
is-
that
sorry.
they're not
I'll let you speak. You're right.
That's insulting, a gesture of goodwill. Right, my son got murdered. I have emails there that you're welcome to look at, where I ask what evidence, that's my fundamental right, to ask what unused dispositions, what evidence they was given in our son's murders that have been covered up by the establishment and the CPS. And I got an email back saying they wasn't going to respond to me anymore because I asked that. Right? So therefore, saying that's a goodwill gesture is insulting to me as a mother. It's their job to answer that. So don't tell me the CPS don't know who Sally Ann Russell is. Otherwise, who is she? MI5 acting as
Can I
CPS?
say something now? What I did do is I missed your name. What's your name, sorry?
I don't need to give that. I'm not
Okay,
obliged
that's
to
fine.
give
It's just
my
I would-
name.
No, it's just, I
Yeah,
just wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
obliged.
So what he has turned around and said is that if you can tell us and you care to
Yeah, we've done it.
Yeah?
We've done
As far as today is concerned,
we've done it.
if you've got
I'm not going to engage no more. George Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. George Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're going to shame the police. It's our fundamental right as parents to get answers to our questions from the CPS. It is not their right to cover that up. Constables, this is a civil matter. You shouldn't even be here. It's civil.
We don't consent.
It's civil. Just like when we was at the Attorney General's office, it was civil matter, and you constables shouldn't have even been there and interfered in that. Yeah, let's sit down. Oh, sorry. I think that's City of London Police, the red band. Yeah, Paul, don't... Go on. What did he say? No, not once. Yeah, of course he did, because they're all corrupt in here and lie, so he's going to say that, isn't he? But he never said that once. We've got live feeds. Sorry, I'm not engaging. I don't wish to speak to you. It's a civil matter, constables. It's a civil matter. Stop interfering with civil matters and do your job properly.
How many officers here?
If you're outside the front,
Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're going to shame the police. George, Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're going to shame the police. And the CPS, and the Central Criminal Court, the Old Bailey, the Judge, Wendy Joseph, the Prosecutor, Crispin Ayler, who done a fantastic job for the defence, Layla Gaskin, the defence, QC.
There's no crime here.
Yeah, there's a list of things and we haven't done any of them, so we're fine.
Yeah. No.
They can ask us to leave, that's all they can.
No.
Guys, just a reminder, I've told you 6 times now.
No, you haven't. George, Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. You have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're going to shame the police. Don't start lying for your puppet masters there. You never asked us to leave. You never asked us to leave at all, so stop lying. Why are we not welcome in the building? It's a public building. Absolutely. The door was open. I could sit here with squatters' rights. The door was open. Okay? Well, show us the paperwork. Show us the paperwork. Show us the paperwork. Who owns it? Who owns it then? Where have you sold it off to? Because you're asset stripping the whole country. So who have you sold the building off to then? Who owns it? Who owns it? We're sovereign people in a sovereign country. We're free man and free women and land. And there's no higher person than man. Okay? We have fundamental rights which are being ignored. And we're going to make sure the whole country sees this. All we want to know is the answers to my email. To send me an email to say you're not going to respond anymore is disgraceful and shameful. That's my right. We have rights. We have rights that you lot seem to keep ignoring. You've called the police on a civil matter. It's a civil matter. It's a civil matter. Do you own the building? Do you own the building? Well, show us the paperwork. Can you tell us who owns it then?
It's better if we just
Right, so we have to take your word for that, do we?
Google and Wikipedia say that it's a public building.
Huh?
They say it's a public building.
A public building.
Providing we don't damage anything or...
So it's a public building, and you just said it was private. So yet again another lie then, because they've just Googled it and it says
you aren't welcome.
it's a public building. And you just said it was private. You said it was private.
Liar.
You just said it was private.
Liar.
So you just lied
Liar.
again. You told the police that you asked us to leave. No, you didn't.
Can you be
No, you
quick?
didn't.
That's what you said.
I told you you're not welcome. You are.
No, you're just saying that now. You're saying that now. You're saying that now.
Your mouth from this point is BS.
Smell it. Little puppet, no bullshit coming out of his mouth.
They all lie, big or little. They all lie to cover each other's
See what they
arses.
do,
Down there,
people.
Traitors' Corner.
Think that they can treat us how they like.
There's nothing else we can do for you today. I mean, it's
That's a lie. No, you can. You can. You can go and get who I asked you to get. Look, there's loads
I
of
told you
people.
there's
Look, loads
nothing
of
we can do
people
for you
looking at
today.
you and listening to your lies. Say hello. No,
Can we have your name?
don't want to say hello.
Can we see what's that on his badge?
You can give me your name, I'll give you mine.
Bob.
That's Bob. That's Bob.
Straw man.
That's
My name is Straw Lady.
straw lady, straw woman.
Good afternoon, Straw man. Good afternoon, Straw Lady.
So it's a public building, so you lied there as well.
Someone said he's covered his badge because he's an immigrant.
Doesn't want to be outed as a liar, surely.
So
Not with an
where's
old
that?
He said that he told us to leave, but he didn't. He answered the first speech.
Yeah.
He said that it's a private building. Google and Wikipedia.
The only reason I found the building because the police were outside. I said they must be in there. Yeah, I'm alright.
Government corruption. Yeah, they are digging a bigger hole.
Cover up policy. Police officers, my number is sergeant restricted.
Constables, it's our fundamental rights. I can show you the emails for the answers. The CPS are corrupt. There's hundreds of families waiting for CPS reviews. Families waiting for justice and not getting it. Because the justice system works back to front and it's all about deception. Just like they've changed you from constables to policy enforcement officers. As well as us, how many families do you think you can all ignore? How many of you know about my son's murders and then just stand there knowing about them? Some of you even know that it was covered up because one of you told us that outside Parliament last week. And do you know what he said? He said, what can I do? What can I do about it? Well, what you can do is be a constable and do your job. What your duty is. That's what you can do. How would you feel if it was one of your children that was murdered with his two best friends and you knew and you had the evidence? This is evidence, not say-so, physical evidence. And evidence for a retrial. And the Attorney General will ignore you. Here, they won't even answer what evidence they was given. That's my fundamental right as a mother to know. I've been on the streets since March last year, travelling the country, trying to wake people up. Because it's not just us it's happened to. It's hundreds of us. And we've always banked on the constables to do their duty, to investigate. And none of you are now. You've just become policy enforcement officers. That's all you've become. Working for the establishment and not protecting the people. It's shameful. If any of you are mothers, you wouldn't like to feel what hang on, I'm in a mid-conversation, it's rude to butt in. Just 1 second.
I'll wait, all right.
Constables, you know, us people, ordinary people, need you on our side. We need you to go back to being a constable, investigating a crime when it happens, not coming in here on a civil matter and removing us. What you should be saying is, listen to this lady. It's her fundamental right and her human right that she's entitled to know the answer to those emails. That's what you should be doing, and you're not. You're assisting in it all. It's shameful, and I'm sure it's not what you signed up for.
Okay, can I have a word with you, please?
Not me, no.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have a word with yourself. Okay?
I don't have to listen, I don't engage and I don't consent. So please don't follow me, because you're causing me alarm and distress now, because you're following me. I have a stalker.
This is where we are. You've been asked to leave the building. Okay.
Are we in a public building?
Yes.
Right, we're in a public
Right,
building.
You've been asked to leave the building.
Right,
Yeah.
why are you... Just Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. George Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. So he's now asking us to leave a public building. And you know what's going to come next, don't you? Even though we're in the CPS building, a public building, which he tried to lie about, and he never asked us to leave at all before he came here, so he also lied. But it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't, because when you came in, he told you he'd asked us and he hadn't, so therefore it's a lie. I don't know why you're shrugging your shoulders like that. It's shameful. You've heard what I've said to you. Yeah, you went like that. You went like that. Yes, you did. You went like that. Yes, you did. We can all see. You know, it's a shame what you've become. Getting up in the morning, sticking that on. Coming out, picking on people and bullying people. We're in a public building. I have rights. I have rights. That's it. Listen to your puppet master. Shameful. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. The lot of you. Absolutely disgusting. 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 Bully boys. Bullies don't intimidate us. None of you do. Because what we do is stand by the truth, because the truth will set us free. And one day when there's thousands on the streets, are you going to come over then and try those tactics? Are you? No, you're not. You'll be running in the opposite direction. Because you come in droves. Because confidence is in numbers, isn't it? I'll quite happily stand in this building on my own. But lucky enough, you know, I have decent people who are around fighting for the country, fighting for the children, and saying no more. You are an embarrassment and a liar. That's what you are. Thank you, Jason. I'll say that. I like that. No justice, no peace. That's what it is. No justice. We only come in to speak to someone and we get this. In a civil matter. That's what this is. You come and abuse your powers. Complete abuse of powers. Justice Act of 2015, Section 26. Police constable abusing his powers. This is a public building and it's a civil matter. Okay? It's a public building, it's a civil matter, and that's up to 14 years imprisonment for yourselves when you abuse your powers. You nod because you think us working class can't do anything about it. The whole country is waking up. And watch what happens. Very, very suspicious at the moment. Yeah. Isn't it? Suspicious. Yeah. I can see it coming. Yeah, let's go and see him over there.
Otherwise, just looking at the defendant.
Where's those letters? Have I got them? Has Brian got them? Oh, have you got the paperwork in? Right, constables, because you wasn't here at the start of this, I'll read these to you again. These are the emails to the CPS and why I'm in this building. So the email on September the 26th, I sent to Sally Ann Russell. Dear Sally Ann, please could you inform us of what evidence was passed to you from the police? In our children's case, how many witness statements and what other evidence was presented to you for you to come to your conclusion of the charge decision? Please respond within 5 working days. Not a difficult email, a normal question from a mother trying to find out what's going on. She doesn't respond, so I email again on the 4th of October and I refer her back to the email on the 26th of September. And then I ask her again to respond as a matter of urgency. She then responds to say that she didn't get that email. Really? Didn't she? Because the next email I got was from an N.E. Banks telling me this. He told me this. I do not wish to seem harsh, but I do not consider that there is anything to be achieved by explaining our decision making or the basis for it again. I have asked Sally Ann not to respond to further correspondence from you because they know the truth, and that's what the problem is here with us that are speaking out. Because they know we're right, that we know, and that we have the evidence, the whole evidence, that it was a deliberate attack on our boys. And that's why they can't face us. That's why they don't want to answer our questions. That's why they don't want meetings.
That's what they're looking at.
And there's loads of us, hundreds of families, not just me. And you can see I've written emails, and there's numerous ones there that you can see that I'm not getting response to, and that's why I'm here, because I'm entitled to that. I'm entitled to the answer to that. But no, what do? Call you lot in to remove us. And none of you lot seem to have any powers to come up to that desk and demand an appointment for me. None of you.
You're the one that's been treated illegally.
The taxpayers pay your wages. You're meant to serve and protect us. That's what you're meant to do. Why don't one of you stop being a coward and go up to that desk and demand a meeting for me? Thank you. George, Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. George, Harry, justice for the free. I just don't think you understand. We have to make some noise. They took away our boys, and now we're gonna shame the police. So can you tell me how I can get an appointment to see Sally Russell or any Banks, please?
If you visit the CPS
Sorry?
website,
No, I've been on there.
you contact
I've
the
sent
customer
emails.
services, yeah.
So I'd just like to know from you, you work here, you're at reception, you're behind the desk, how can we get a meeting?
We deal with the staff only, not public.
Well, they are staff.
So there is,
Well, they are the
there
staff.
is no booking service here for the public.
So where is the walk-in service then?
Once they invite you, then you come.
We've emailed. I don't know how many times I have to repeat the same question. No, you just heard me read that they are not responding to me anymore. So how can I get an appointment? What is it you do sitting here behind these desks then? If you've got uncensored day passes there that I can clearly see on the table, so therefore people come in here for the day.
Yeah, this is for the staff only, not for the visitors.
So the staff have an unescorted day pass. So every time the staff come in the morning, they come and get one of these, do they? That doesn't add up.
I can't pass any information.
Are you wearing one of them?
I can't pass any information to you.
You can't pass any information on. Well, you can. You're sitting at the desk on reception. Otherwise, what do you do sitting here?
Relevant information I will do. Everything is here.
Can anyone answer? Is there anyone who can answer how we can get an appointment? There's fast-track visitors there. What about if I stand in the fast-track queue? Will I get it quicker? Have you just come and just got an appointment?
No, it's been booked for a few weeks.
Do you know how you got your appointment? How you actually got it?
Are you guys
To be able
recording
to
or
come in the building?
Are you guys recording or
Not
something?
recording your face. We're allowed to record.
Well, I'm not safe, that's okay.
Why, is it all cloak and dagger? Is it all cloak and dagger?
We don't know what you're here for, so...
Well, that's why I've just asked you a question. Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a normal question.
Like I say, don't get me wrong, I do feel for your guys' case. However,
No, you don't, because you lied twice. So don't tell me you feel for our case. You lied twice.
Look here, I don't want to go into that, but when I came
Yeah,
here,
you
I
lied
told
to
you
the
welcome,
police.
You asked me while you were busy, I said, I'll give you
You
a
asked us to hurry up. You asked us to hurry up.
Anyway,
Yeah, of course, let's change the subject, because you don't want to admit you lied twice.
Come on, let's just be...
Well, no, let's be honest.
So,
Let's speak honestly. You lied twice.
The complaints division of the Ministry of Justice.
I've done that.
Well, that's
Do you
all
not
that we
think
can
we've
do.
done every avenue?
I don't know.
No.
Stop lying, because we've just been told that you can get appointments for here, so get some appointments.
That's why I say if you get in touch with the complaints team, hopefully they could try and somehow get you an appointment, but they don't do appointments like this. They
Well,
don't.
they do
You
because-
need to- well, they don't.
But we've just been
You've got uncensored day passes there, unescorted day passes. So therefore, people can come here and walk around. This gentleman, yeah. This gentleman over here then tried to say that's for the staff. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't.
You say you had the customer service complaints team's details, so you don't need it again. I'm trying to.
We've done that. Yeah, I've come here to get the info of what I asked for back in September, then back in October, and then I'm told I'm not going to be answered. And then when another parent emails, he then gets told that all his emails are going to have to go through security first. And I don't know who anyone in this building thinks they are, that they can make decisions or treat people like that. They have no right. Yeah? No right. So all we want is if you can get us an appointment.
CPS, and they've made it very clear, like I've said to you.
So the CPS have said what?
From walking in.
Yeah, but they know who we are. They know who we are, trust me.
Messenger. I'm just informing you what they told
No,
me.
you're just a puppet, not the messenger. It's called a puppet.
No.
Yeah, there's a new name for messengers.
I just wanted to come over and I don't know why they're coming up to you saying I wanted to simply come over here and tell you what was just said to us, alright? So, are you able to...
Two chaps that was just here, we asked a simple question, so we'll roll after the...
Oh, you know, I asked about if there was, did they get a meeting, that's all I asked.
Oh, so yeah. So
Yeah, that's it.
I just wanted to tell you what they've said to us, that's all.
Well, what did they say?
Okay, I'm trying to...
That's all right, because I've got it all on a live feed, so this is
no,
going
that's
to be
fine.
interesting.
I didn't hear what was said, so I'm
Yeah,
trying
go
to just express what they've said to us.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you weren't really listening to me, so I don't want that to come across anyway. But they've come up to us and said, "Do you know what? I'm not really happy. They've come into my face with cameras. I don't like being filmed."
Oh my goodness!
Okay,
I was standing in.
I
was standing in the
Like I say,
queue.
we're stood somewhere away. We didn't hear what was said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, standing in
so
the
I'm coming
queue.
over to let you
They
know
was
that
there. I was
if
here.
Other people do come up to us and say it could be classed as a harassing behaviour.
Oh, come on.
I'm suggesting at the moment
Come
it's not.
on.
I'm suggesting. Listen,
Yeah. No, but I mean, come
I'm
on.
suggesting. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm suggesting at the moment it's not.
So everyone online saw that when those two gentlemen were in the queue and asked them about their appointment, they've just gone to the police and said like we had cameras in their faces and harassing them. Unbelievable. It's how the upper class scorn. They scorn on the working class. They scorn. No, but what you've actually done is took two people's word. Yeah, and all I'm being told, you know, but how comes you have no influence over anyone higher, but you have influence over the working class? It's abominable. It's almost like trying to keep the working class in order, dictate censorship to the working class. For anyone above the working class, the police have no powers over.
Just to double check to see if it is the same that you've had and the people that you've contacted. Have a look at that. That is
yes,
what
it
we
is.
would, because we do get cases, not exactly the same as yours, but cases similar.
Oh, I could imagine
People do
you have
come here,
hundreds, 'cause
and
I've seen
normally
loads.
that will be the information
well, that's what we've done.
get in touch with. Well, just double check it. You know, there's
I
so
don't
many
need to double check it when I know I've done it. You're not listening
But what's
to
the
me.
point in this? She's already been told that any further correspondence will be ignored.
Well,
And
this is a
She's already-
complaints division,
she's
so
already
this
been
is
told
not
that
directly.
further correspondence will be
Look, yeah, I'm just trying to give you
ignored.
another avenue to go down. It's up to you guys if you want to take it or
Point
not.
is it's going to be ignored. Well, why?
Well,
It's not worth the paper it's written on, is it?
it's up to you. I'm just trying to help you with an avenue.
Me
They're told that they're
either,
gonna ignore it.
Jude. Not shocked by anything. So we go to the Attorney General's office, can't get an appointment. We come here and can't get an appointment. This is what you do, you all close ranks. And what you do, you call the bully boys in to protect you. That's what you do. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Oh, thank you. This is ridiculous. Wherever we go, these people here are playing with the justice system and people's lives. And all we want is an appointment. It's not that difficult. We've emailed. I've got told I'm not being emailed no more. The other parent has been told his emails will go through security, and nothing. And what do they do when we come in and challenge that to say we're not accepting that? They call you into a public building. It's a civil matter, and still won't give us an appointment. I'd like an appointment or to speak to someone from up there, please. Is there a phone? Is there a phone? Is there a phone then that I can ring up to there then? A phone where I can just speak to?
I can try and call them, but we don't normally let people use our phones.
Well, then,
don't you have a phone on you?
Then try.
You can't use your mobile phone?
No, well, you must have a direct line.
No.
Stop being a smarty pants. No one likes a smart ass. Smarty pants. You must have a direct line. All we want is an appointment. The only people making this difficult is you lot, not us.
So what's
when
the
we
normal
came in,
procedure?
I've done it. I've done it.
I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to facilitate what you want. What's the normal procedure?
So like I explained to her, the government doesn't allow walking service. If you want to book an appointment, you should email them. If they want to create an appointment for her, they will. In this case, it seems like she's saying they didn't want to create an appointment.
Yeah.
It depends on the
If they want to.
and situation.
Yeah. If they want to create an appointment. Yeah. If they don't.
And in her case,
Yeah.
it seems like she's saying they didn't want to book it, so there must be reasons which we don't know.
I've showed you. I've read them.
So, and I told her they're not welcome in the building, unfortunately. There's nobody that wants to see it. We've informed the CPS that they're in. Will somebody see them? They said no, they need to follow process and email.
Which we've done.
And then that's where, have you spoken to your local minister?
Yes.
Okay, have you written
Yes.
to them?
Yes. Do you not think we've done everything? My MP is Minister for Policing, Nick Hurd. The other parent's MP is Boris Johnson. We've sent on enough letters and so have they. Yeah? Even asking anything under the Freedom of Information Act regarding our children, we're being told it's closed down for 20 years because it's not in the public interest to know. Whose decision is that? Because I would say as a public member that it is in the interest of the public to know. And it's in my interest and my fundamental right that I should have an appointment and know what evidence the CPS was given. That is a normal question for any family and they should be answering that. And the truth of the matter is, and why I'm experiencing these closed doors and bricks walls, is because they know the truth and that's why they don't want to meet us. That's why they don't want these meetings. That's why they don't want to answer these questions. Doesn't take a brain.
We'd all rather not have to do this. So if the woman could just get an appointment, there's no need for any of this.
When we've followed every policy and procedure...
I have paused.
When we've followed every policy and procedure, and as you just stated to this gentleman here just now, that it's their decision whether they have appointment with us or not. Well, it shouldn't be their decision. It should be our fundamental right as a taxpayer, as a human being, because that's what we are.
It's the process for this lady to book an appointment, okay, and this lady then shift to book an appointment.
Correct. So
Okay.
she's saying
So
she
allow
tried.
her- Well, allow her
yeah.
now to book an appointment is what I would say.
Do you have, there's no appointment line, do you have an appointment line that they've given you, a phone number? I've given you the number and details of the complaints department, which you can follow
And we've
through,
done that.
And then they can advise you.
And we've done that, and I've told you that. And I've read to you now 3 times what was in those emails that I have.
But I don't. What I'm struggling to do and understand is, I'm not too sure what you expect this gentleman to do. This particular gentleman to do. That's a bit.
Get one of the particular people on those
Yeah.
letters to come
Well,
down.
he can't do
I've
that.
spoken
He's
to the
explained.
CPS.
He's explained
They've
that he
made
can't.
And what of the
They stated you need to email, they don't meet members of the public, and that's it.
They
You
don't
need
meet
to email
members.
them.
Right, so I've emailed them. I've got nowhere. They don't meet members
And
of the
I've given you
public.
the details of the complaints department. You
So,
should go
so,
through.
so,
Hang on, can I just quickly say something? So, why is it then that this lady cannot be able to book an appointment?
There's no appointment
So how do-
facility
okay,
from here. So
from here.
we could go on CPS website if you haven't
But
already,
I've
which you
done
don't.
that.
Seems like you have. And
hang
then-
on, he still
Hang on.
wants to talk.
So, this lady, if she wanted to go to that desk now and book an appointment,
Yeah.
she cannot do that.
Correct.
That's what you're saying, she cannot do that.
Yeah, she cannot.
So, in this building, that's not the case. I don't know if you know that. I certainly didn't know that.
Well, apparently we can't get an appointment anyway,
Right.
and then he's saying that it's their decision whether they have a who they have a meeting with and who they don't, and that shouldn't be
Yeah, it's
their
not our
decision.
decision, it's CPS. and
I
you're
get
depending
that.
on the situation.
I get
Not
that.
me. Once
But I'm
Yeah,
quite
they
shocked that head of security is the one relaying all this info, and the people at the desk can't relay this info. You're just head of security, but you seem to be making a lot of decisions of where the CPS are coming from.
So I've spoken to them.
Yeah,
Why
I
can't they
bet
speak
you've
to us?
spoken
Why
to
don't they
them.
cut out the middle
You
man?
lied twice about us to the police.
They don't respond to the members of the public away. That's the whole problem. How do you get to talk to them?
Okay, I don't know.
No
And I'll
one
be
seems to know. That's
I
our
don't
problem.
know. I know, so I'm being perfectly honest with you, I don't know. But as far as what this gentleman is trying to achieve and certainly facilitate, he can't. If they turn around and say we don't make appointments, I get what he's saying, and I really do understand what you're saying, and I trust me.
I've followed
I really
I followed all those policies and procedures. I've
believe
followed
you
all
have.
that route.
So
and
what's
then
the
I
next
get
step?
emails.
Just shrug and walk away and accept
telling
it.
me that they're not going to Sally on to not respond to further correspondence from you. So how am I meant to get anywhere?
Who's this person here then?
CPS. They're all CPS.
Yeah, not to respond to further correspondence from you.
So how am I meant to get, because I asked what evidence they was given in our children's case, how many unused depositions? It's a normal question, and it's my fundamental right as a mother of a murdered child, because that's what it was, to know. And that's what I got. And that's why they don't want to see us. Just
And that's
like,
why we're
that's
here.
why the Attorney
But
General
what I don't understand is what you expect this gentleman.
No, it's not just this. It's any of those.
It's any of them.
And
It's
they're
the
not
whole
answering.
system. It's the
But if
whole
they-
system. Come on, you can see
No,
just by
I do
standing
under- no, I
there
do understand your
that if
frustration.
I've gone their whole route, which I've done with everything, the inquest, every single thing,
And
from
here's
the
a quick
down the
question,
line.
which I don't know. Have you gone via your appeal?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Sorry.
Bear with me.
Yes,
Bear with me.
closed doors, brick walls, because they all know the truth. Even the Attorney General, even though we have evidence for a retrial, still won't give us an appointment. Because they all know the truth. And what they're doing is getting
So you see that
the
I'm trying to understand,
constables,
right? I am
they're getting the
genuinely trying to understand.
constables to facilitate in all this cover-up. We had it with the Attorney General the other day. Facilitate in trying to remove us instead of dealing with the issue.
Okay, and
If this was your children, what would you suggest? Because he seems to be suggesting, well, they said they're not going to answer you, so they're not going to answer you. So off you go.
Well, what I don't understand, please bear with me, what I don't understand is what you expect him and his team to do.
Speak to this lady. Answer her questions. No, not him. These people. How can we get these people to acknowledge that these questions aren't going away?
Give me the direct line number to them. Let me ring them.
I don't know if
They don't accept calls.
We don't even know who the lady is. That's what
Well, you do. Well, you don't know who I am. I've got my emails here.
Division, and they said you have to keep. You must email them if you have any
I've got
queries
my
to the
emails in.
complaints team. So if a personal lady from CPS doesn't want you to email them, email the complaints team then. So if she
Is there a
doesn't want you
contact-
directly,
yeah,
just
yeah,
say,
we've done that,
email
we've got
them.
that.
Yeah, okay. By the sound
Yeah.
of it, you've done.
Yeah,
Every
this
avenue
is the
is
whole
exhausted.
point.
That's the
This
whole
is the
point.
whole
I get
point.
it. I absolutely
You don't know who I am. There's my emails, but I don't believe you one bit because you've already lied twice since we've been sitting here. So there's my emails. There's my name. Make sure it sinks in. You've heard our boy's name because we've sung it to you enough now. Right? And
Would
sort
you
out
like
an
me to
appointment.
take your details and
They
personally
have this lady's
email
details.
CPS to state you have come here again and give you all your details and ask them for some contact. I can't promise you anything. I can't guarantee.
What do you
I'm
mean
just
you
trying to
can't
compromise.
promise me anything?
Because
You're
I
only
can't-
head of security, so you shouldn't be able to promise anything at all.
This isn't a
But
booking
you
of
seem
a
to know a
table
lot.
we're talking about here.
Okay, I'm trying to help you. See if,
It's
you
not
know,
very
this-
helpful
if-
though, is it?
no,
I'll try
okay.
and...
You all right?
If your child had been
26
murdered,
years.
what would you
Yes,
suggest?
Loretta.
What would you suggest?
26 years
What
for
would you do in
Hillsborough.
this lady's position?
26 years for Hillsborough for the truth to come out. 26 years on that. And we had the same thing. In the Hillsborough case, the police took the original statements, took them back and typed up their own version, and that's exactly what they've done in our case. All unsigned, pre-typed up police statements. This is the whole point, Kenny. This is the whole point, showing everyone how they treat the public, because there's hundreds of families like us fighting for justice, and we come across little weasels like that who stand there, play the moral high ground, lie to the police in front of our faces and thinks that's okay. Well, let's hope one day you never have to experience what I have. Brian, turn up for me a sec, please.
I've got to get my luggage.
Oh, and they can't find that.
this is the thing, people. This is what they do. One of the reasons of coming here today. The only way to get the truth out there even further. You know, thank you to the other yellow vesters that are here with me today to just show you all how many brick walls we hit. You saw the Attorney General's office last week, and it's only another way to get the truth out to really what is going on in this country, and to say we can't put up with this, we can't be tolerant to this, and we can't accept this. Our children, we don't want someone else to experience what we are, and they're going to. They're going to. Start days here and they ignore us. There's hundreds and hundreds of families waiting for CPS reviews, waiting for justice for their loved ones. People they're not charging and everything else. And we have to say no more. We have to do these things just to show you all, you know, they're not going to give me an appointment. He just said it's up to them who they see and who they don't see. And we have to tolerate this, and we're going to be leaving a country like this for the rest of the children. Shame on them and everyone else. Thank you, everyone.